The Premier League thought it was over. The league thought Manchester City had finally blinked, thought the machine had slowed, that the fear had faded, that the champions had become ordinary. For a brief moment, it looked like the empire was cracking. Drop points, injuries, questions everywhere. Pundits whispered it, fans believed it, rivals dared to dream. And then, in the dying seconds at St. James's Park, Manchester City did what they always do. One move, one surge, one ruthless reminder. The ball moved like it was being pulled by gravity itself, woven through space and pressure, and suddenly the net was shaking again.
Weaved by Manchester City into a Nuri and swept home!
That goal didn't just win a game. It sent a warning shot across the entire Premier League. Because the problem was never that City were gone. The problem is that Manchester City are back. And they look different. Faster, stronger, hungrier, more dangerous than before.
As Doku slides it in!
This is why the Premier League has a serious Manchester City problem again. Not because of one goal, or one signing, or one manager, but because when City adapt, the league panics. And right now, Pep Guardiola has built something that feels terrifyingly familiar, yet completely new. The scary part isn't the highlights. It's not the beautiful goals that go viral. It's what's happening underneath.
Aggression, the hunger, all these attributes that they need, that is not about the highlights.
City are no longer just the team that suffocates you with possession. They are now the team that can hurt you in seconds. One transition, one run in behind, one mistake, and it's over. The old City would control you. This City can hunt you. That goal at St. James Park was the first clear sign. New faces, new movement, same outcome. The Premier League watching, once again realizing that this story wasn't finished. It was just entering another chapter. Manchester City's January window changed everything. Not in the flashy, reckless way that people expect when big clubs panic, but in the most dangerous way possible. Smart recruitment, perfect fits. Players who don't just add depth, but redefine how the team functions. When City's 3 new players combined for that goal in the Carabao Cup semi-final, it wasn't just impressive football. It was a blueprint, a glimpse into what Pep Guardiola is building next. City already had control. What they needed was speed, power, vertical threat, and that's where Semenyo changes the entire equation. At Bournemouth, he was electric, relentless, direct. This was the best season of his career, a player finally understanding how devastating his physical tools could be.
Semenyo! Incredible!
At City, those tools have been sharpened into weapons. 2 goals in his first 2 games. Almost 3 if not for microscopic offside lines and VAR debates that have become all too familiar. But even without the goals, the impact was obvious. Semenyo gives City something they didn't have enough of. Someone who can run in behind without hesitation. Someone who presses like his life depends on it. Someone who doesn't need 10 touches to hurt you.
And he's all the way through, and Antoine's...
For years, City's attackers were artists, masters of the ball at their feet. Doku, Foden, Silva, technicians who thrive in tight spaces. But football evolves, and Pep Guardiola evolves faster than anyone. Semenyo brings pace and power that stretches defenses vertically. Now, defenders can't just step up and compress the space, because if they do, they're dead. If City are going to chase down Arsenal, if they are going to reclaim control of this title race, Semenyo is not a luxury. He is essential. And it's not just about goals, it's about balance. Haaland cannot score everything forever. Early in the season, it was clear. That burden isn't sustainable. The goals must be shared. And Semenyo's positioning in the box already tells a story. The goal against Newcastle wasn't luck, it was intelligence. The goal in the 10-1 demolition showed raw speed, but also hunger. City needed someone who could punish teams without overthinking. Someone who could attack space like it owed him money. Semenyo does exactly that. Now imagine this. Doku on the left, Semenyo on the right, Haaland through the middle, and behind them a creator who sees passes before they exist. That's when things start to look unfair. Jeremy Doku has quietly become one of the most terrifying players in the league, not because of hype, but because his game finally has purpose. For years, he embarrassed fullbacks. Numbers looked great, dribbles were endless, but the end product was missing. This season, that has changed. His dribbles now lead to chances, to goals, to panic. The goal against Liverpool was a statement, not just skill, but timing, precision, confidence. Doku is now what Pep always believed he could be.
For me, Jeremy is the best player in the world in the first 5 meters.
The perfect winger for a low block. The kind of player you can double team and still lose. His acceleration in the first 5 meters is unmatched. He doesn't need space, he creates it. And now when he reaches the byline, City punish teams. Those cutbacks are deadly because the movement inside is sharper than ever. The most dangerous part is efficiency. Before, Doku needed 10 attempts to create one chance. Now he needs 2. He beats his man, beats another, picks the right pass, scores when he needs to. Nobody dribbles like him. Not in England, maybe not anywhere. And when you pair that with players who attack space aggressively, his impact multiplies. Some of his best work won't show up in the stats, like the goal Semenyo scored against Newcastle. No assist, no headline. But the entire move started with Doku forcing chaos. This is what City have mastered again. Every player contributes to the damage, even when they don't touch the ball last. And while narratives swirl online, trying to paint Pep Guardiola as something he's not, reality tells a different story. Pep adapts. Pep evolves. He doesn't care about labels. He cares about winning. And the irony is, some of the most important players in this City team are not what people call Pep players. Haaland is direct. Semenyo is direct. Donnarumma is a shot stopper first. But Pep has embraced that, because football has changed, and the greatest managers change with it. This City side is more physical, more vertical, less obsessed with endless passing, and it's better for it. Games are faster, more open, more brutal. Teams can't just sit back and survive anymore, because City will counter you now. They will run through you. Yet despite this evolution, the soul of Pep's football remains. It lives in players like Cherki, a technician so gifted that the ball feels lighter at his feet, two-footed, intelligent, calm under pressure.
Cherki, he's onto the ball, Cherki, he hits it into the net!
As he's grown into the system, he's become one of the most versatile weapons in the squad. On the wing in the middle, between the lines, he adapts instantly. Cherki is the kind of player Pep builds teams around.
Ryan is one of the huge talents I ever seen in my career, technically and individually.
Someone who can slow the game down when needed, then accelerate it with one touch. He scores with both feet, creates from impossible angles, takes corners with one foot and finishes with the other. And the most shocking part is how cheaply City got him. A player of this quality, this age, this ceiling, acquired for a fraction of what others cost. Because opportunity met preparation. And if Cherki doesn't punish you, Phil Foden will. Foden may have slowed slightly from his explosive start, but even a quiet Foden is a nightmare. He's still better than most players at their peak. The chemistry between him and Cherki has already silenced the idea that they can't coexist. They can. They do. And when they combine, it's magic. Rabonas, 1-2s, late runs, goals that feel inevitable. This is what makes City terrifying again. They don't rely on one solution. They overwhelm you with options, rotate stars, change shapes mid-game, adapt to whatever you throw at them. And through it all, Haaland remains the gravitational force. Even when he's not scoring, he controls the game. Defenders orbit him. Space opens everywhere else. No center back in the world dares to ignore him. That alone makes everyone around him better. Behind them, the engine is running again. Rodri is back, not at his absolute peak yet, but still irreplaceable. His presence stabilizes everything. Bernardo Silva somehow still plays like he's fueled by pure spite. Relentless, tireless, a nightmare in big games. Nico Gonzalez has been worked to exhaustion, carrying responsibility that shows just how thin the margins are when Rodri is absent. And Ruben Neves has rediscovered his scoring touch, silencing the doubters who forgot why City needed him in the first place. City needed goals from midfield. They lost that when legends moved on. Neves provides it. Late runs, clean finishes, intelligent movement. This team doesn't need perfection from everyone. It needs moments, and Neves delivers moments. The final piece of the puzzle was the defense. Injuries had exposed cracks. Questions lingered. Then came Marc Guehi, a signing that didn't scream glamour, but whispered dominance. Premier League proven, calm, intelligent, a leader, exactly what City lacked. With Guehi, the backline breathes again. Young talents can grow beside experience. Mistakes decrease, control returns. Suddenly, City looked balanced, dangerous up front, stable at the back, and when that happens, the pressure shifts, because now the title race isn't about whether City can catch Arsenal. It's about whether Arsenal can survive being hunted. We've seen this movie before. When City smell weakness, they don't chase loudly. They stalk. Quiet wins, relentless pressure, until one day the gap is gone, and the league realizes once again that the champions never left. They were just reloading. This is the serious Manchester City problem. Not the money, not the names, but the mentality, the ability to fall, learn, adapt, and return sharper than before. The Premier League hoped this era was ending. Instead, it may have just entered its most dangerous phase yet, and that's what should terrify the rest of the Premier League. Not the noise, not the headlines, but the silence before the storm. Manchester City are not chasing recklessly. They're calculating. Every win now tightens the pressure. Every goal shifts belief. Every clean sheet sends a message. This isn't a team scrambling to survive a season. This is a team building momentum at exactly the right time. Pep Guardiola has done this before. When City look human, when rivals get brave, that's usually when the reset is already underway. The pieces are clicking, the balance is back, pace on the wings, power through the middle, creativity between the lines, steel at the back, and most importantly, hunger. That same hunger that has crushed title dreams year after year. Because once City start winning without needing perfection, once they can dominate one week and counterattack the next, the league loses control. Matches stop being contests and start becoming countdowns. Countdown to mistakes, countdown to pressure, countdown to that familiar feeling when chasing City becomes impossible. So this isn't just about one goal at St. James Park. It's about what that goal represents. The warning signs are everywhere. Manchester City are evolving again, and history tells us when City evolve, everyone else suffers. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more cinematic football documentaries like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are City really back, or is the Premier League still in control? Either way, the race is on.